Hey there and welcome. So you're an ABAP developer and you're looking at this whole move to the cloud, probably wondering, where do I even start? Well, today we're going to cut right through all that noise and lay out a super clear learning path for modern ABAP, and it's all built on what experts in the community are saying.
This is the big one, right? This is the question that I think every experienced developer is asking themselves when they look at S/4HANA Cloud and BTP. You're thinking, okay, let's cut to the chase. What's the absolute bare minimum I need to know to actually be productive, like right now?
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. This exact question is popping up at developer conferences all over the world. It just goes to show how much this is on everyone's mind. This is a real challenge that the whole community is working through together.
I love this quote because it gives us the perfect way to think about our journey. Just picture your skills as your professional tools. Keeping your pencils sharp isn't a one-time thing. It's about constantly honing your craft to make sure everything you build is top-notch.
All right, so with that in mind, let's actually map this thing out. We're going to start with the absolute essentials and build our way up step by step all the way to what true mastery looks like.
And here it is, our roadmap, broken down nice and simple into 3 clear levels. First, we'll cover the minimum you need just to get started. Second, we'll focus on what it takes to build for quality. And third, we'll talk about finalizing your expertise and really thinking like an architect.
Okay, let's dive right into level 1, your first app. The goal here is pretty simple. What are the bare essentials you need in your toolkit to get up and running and build that very first modern app in the cloud?
First things first, let's set a quick baseline. This path is really designed for developers who are already in the game, so we're kind of assuming you're already solid on the fundamentals, you know? Things like the ABAP dictionary for your tables and data elements, and of course, ABAP object-oriented programming.
So what's actually in this starter kit? Well, you need to get your hands on 4 key things. First up, the ABAP Development Tools, or ADT. That's your new home, your modern IDE. Next, Core Data Services, or CDS, which is how you'll define your data models. Then you've got the ABAP RESTful Application Programming Model, or RAP, for all the application logic. And finally, Fiori Elements and the Business Application Studio to actually build out that UI.
Okay, but here's a really important catch. Knowing these tools is enough to build something that works, sure, but it's not enough to build something that's actually good. At this level, you're really going to need a senior dev to look over your shoulder, someone who gets ABAP Cloud and Clean Core, to make sure you're not accidentally building problems for later.
All right, that brings us to level 2. This is where the whole mindset shifts. We're moving beyond just asking, hey, does it work? And we start asking the real question, is it good? Is the code high quality, easy to maintain, and built to last?
You know, a huge piece of this puzzle is just updating the way you write your ABAP code. The language has come a long way, and that means we have to let go of some of those old, comfortable statements and embrace the new, more powerful ways of doing things. It's a good time to ask yourself, am I still coding like it's 2005?
So, the first pillar of quality, clean ABAP. And this isn't a tool, it's really a change in how you think. It's all about a set of shared best practices so that anyone on your team can pick up your code and immediately understand it. That's a huge shift from the old solo developer days.
And the second pillar, which is just as important, is ABAP Unit. Look, in today's world, automated testing isn't a nice-to-have. It's an absolute must. Use an ABAP Unit to test your code, make sure it's stable, helps you catch bugs super early, and believe me, it will save you an unbelievable amount of time down the road.
And that brings us to the final stage, level 3, mastering the craft. This is where you graduate from writing a single app to thinking like an architect. You're starting to see the bigger picture, how all the pieces you build fit into the entire system landscape.
And this right here, this is the North Star. The whole point of all this is what we call a clean core. The big idea is to keep your main ERP system as standard as possible. Any new stuff you build is done separately, using only official, stable APIs. That's the secret sauce for fast, easy, and cheap upgrades. It's what makes you agile in the cloud.
So what does a level 3 expert actually do? Well, they know how to structure their code into separate software components. They know how to use the powerful SCO libraries. They know when to use a simple key user app instead of writing tons of custom code. And they can design and build entire applications that run side by side on the business technology platform.
So, here you have it. We've mapped the whole journey, from your first app to becoming a true master. But the learning never stops, right? So let's talk about some key resources to help you keep those pencils sharp.
If you want to keep learning on your own, definitely check out the official Learning Roadmap first. It gives you the complete picture. After that, dive into the ABAP Cloud Concepts documentation. That'll help you really get what you can do, and maybe more importantly, what old habits you can't do anymore. These are your best starting points, for sure.
And this quote really sums it all up, doesn't it? Getting started is just step one. The real payoff, for you and for your company, comes from that constant, continuous investment in making your code better, faster, and more efficient.
So there it is, a clear 3-level path to mastering modern ABAP. Your pencils are sharpened, you've got the map. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?